In 2007, four prominent atheists, Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, Daniel Dennett, and Christopher Hitchens, sat down for a 2-hour unmoderated discussion. The event was filmed and released under the title The Four Horsemen, a name that stuck, and for years these four were seen as unofficial figureheads of the atheist movement. However, times have changed. Hitchens passed away in 2011. Richard Dawkins suffered a stroke recently, but even before, he was becoming less relevant between his controversial Twitter rants and an increasingly younger and more diverse group of atheist activists rising to prominence. Sam Harris pops up every now and again, mainly to criticize Islam, but he and Daniel Dennett are increasingly seeming to fade into the background of the atheist movement. But plenty of atheists have stepped in to fill the void, and have brought increasingly diverse ideas to the table. With that, however, there have been plenty of schisms within the atheist community, and I'd argue the biggest one revolves around social justice. Atheism Plus, suggested in 2012 by Jen McCrate, proposed to combine the ideas of atheism and feminism, and although the movement largely went nowhere, there still exists a large divide among atheists when it comes to issues of social justice. For simplicity, during this video, I will refer to atheists who are also strong social justice advocates as social justice atheists, and atheists who disagree with most modern social movements as traditional atheists. These are not official terms, and I have done my best to come up with accurate names describing the groups without showing bias just through the name. Anyway, Armoured Skeptic, a traditional atheist YouTuber with over 260,000 subscribers, has been throwing around the idea of a new Four Horsemen, including himself, Thunderfoot, the Amazing Atheist, and Sargon of Akkad. These four YouTubers do have very large channels. The Amazing Atheist, for example, has over 900,000 subscribers. So they are some of the most popular atheists, so it may at first make sense that these four would clearly be the new leaders, the new Four Horsemen of the atheist movement. But I personally have a few problems with that. First, I think the idea of having four horsemen is out of date. Atheism is growing in popularity, and we continually have more and more atheists making a name for themselves. So I'd argue instead of the new leaders of atheism looking like this, they instead look like this. Atheism is a lack of belief in God or gods. That's it. Atheists have diverse beliefs when it comes to almost every other issue, and you know what? I like it that way. We can start on the common ground of doubting the existence of deities, and then debate almost any topic using that as the framework. But since we have diverse opinions, I think our representatives should as well. Let's look at the new Four Horsemen for a second. Just like the original Four Horsemen, we have four white males. I'd be willing to look past that if these were four white males from diverse backgrounds that were absolutely amazing spokespeople that did a great job representing atheists from all walks of life. But you know what? They're not. You can pretty much sum up the platform of all four of them in one sentence. Atheism is wonderful, but feminism is ruining it. And to their credit, a lot of atheists are anti-feminists, but there's a large section of the population that aren't, and by letting these four people be our loudest voices, we are totally ignoring that section. And as far as spreading our ideas, with spokespeople like these four, we're only going to continue to attract more angry white men, which is such a missed opportunity. A lot of religions are truly misogynistic, and I think it would be a great thing if the atheist movement became more open and accepting of women, where they could live as humans and be who they want to be without fear of attack or punishment. And we really should do the same for racial and ethnic minority groups as well. Most atheists are fairly accepting of homosexuals, but I still see hatred against pretty much every other gender and sexual minority. And why? A lot of us don't even believe in objective morality, and we have no higher institution telling us these people are evil. Someone else's identity is not hurting you or anyone else, and in fact doesn't affect you at all. Let them be who they want to be. I recently read a great post by Martin Hughes about the amazing atheist racism, and he makes a good point. We have very few black atheists, and a big reason for that is that churches actually treat black people better than we do. Let's be honest with ourselves. We're not going to survive as a movement if we keep forming exclusive clubs and attacking everybody with a slightly different opinion. Bottom line, We need to make atheism more diverse, not less diverse. And none of these new Four Horsemen represent who I am as an atheist. As an alternative, I will list the 4 atheists that best represent my opinions, though keep in mind I do not claim they represent the opinions of atheists as a whole. Stephanie Guttormson, Hemant Mehta, Seth Andrews, and Miles Power. Thanks for listening.